Well, good morning.
Morning, Greg.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Lyon County. Good morning, George, Iowa. Craig Johnson alongside Cheryl Korselman and Millie Kroll at the Lyon County News headquarters, the headquarters of the Lyon County News newspaper right here in George. And this is our opening broadcast, our inaugural try at filling you in on what's happening here on Main Street in George and other parts of the county and the surrounding areas. I see you've got the paper there in front of you. What's happening?
Well, actually, our front page is full of snow pictures.
Snow?
Yeah.
When did this
in
happen?
April.
It wasn't just a little snow. It was like noteworthy snow, right?
Right.
Very
right.
noteworthy.
And we hope it'll be gone in a few days.
We hope so. Well, it was a kind of huge amount of snow that we couldn't even get across the street. We had to walk clear down to the end of the block to get across the street, and then it took several hours for the city crews to even get all of that snow, just working round the clock just to get all of that snow pushed to the center and then hauled out.
Right.
Kind of a surprising amount of snow for certainly for April.
And kudos go out to the snowplow people that they got it all done.
Oh, they did, and they do a great job with that. I have a question for Cheryl here. Whose birthday is it today?
It is Jeremy's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Jeremy. It might be other people's birthday, but our celebrating is for Jeremy's birthday today. He's having a big celebration of his birthday, and then it looks like it's going to go on for several days.
Yeah.
So we're excited for that. We have a couple of events, and then we're going to get to a shot with Jim McConnell from the George Little Rock Community Schools Educational Foundation. He's going to be talking about what the foundation does and how you could get involved if you would like to. But before we do that, there's a couple of announcements. I believe April 10, that there will be a church safety preparedness meeting. It'll be, you have the article there in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what that ALICE means from that article.
Alert, lockdown, inform, counter, evacuate.
All right, so the sheriff's office is going to be presenting a strategic plan based on those on that acronym: alert, lockdown, inform, counter, and evacuate. It's kind of easy to remember because it's a nice name, ALICE. And so anyone's invited, businesses on Main Street, anyone who is concerned about, in our society, the possibility of an active shooter situation. We see it too much in the news, and so this is a way to get informed and to get some strategies on how to deal with that possibility in the future. There is a big article in the paper this week from our representative, John Wills, down at the State House. He's got a big update about teacher pay, and that's very interesting. You're going to want to check that out. And then on the back page, turn there a minute, there's several great senior spotlights. Can you just name off the seniors who are spotlighted this week?
We have Rosemary Nagel, and we have Riley Schnickloff, Katana Louie, and Matt Matuska.
So some great spotlights there on their senior year. As we get closer to the end of the school year, it seems like we have to really hustle sometimes to get all of the seniors spotlighted. So there's 4 of them right on that page this week, and you're going to want to see that. Also, our friends at Heartland Hardware have a big ad in the paper talking about their spring savings sale, and it runs kind of through this week and next, I believe. And I wasn't able to get them on the phone this morning, but they have the Livingston seeds. I mean, with snow on the ground, it doesn't seem like gardening time, but they've got all of the gardening stuff available, and they've got a big 8-page flyer in store or online. But one thing that's really neat that they've got is they've got a whole furniture store now in the store. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so they've got it's basically on a big touch screen, and you can come in and tell the screen by just your touching what you want to look at, and you can look for office furniture or home office or living room or dining room or whatever part of your house that you want to look for, and then see several different furniture sets right there on the screen, and then they'll bring it right to town here, from what I understand. It's the same kind of furniture as you'd find in a major furniture store in one of the bigger cities around, and we have it right here in town now. So that's Heartland Hardware in George. If you'd hand me that, I want to talk a couple things real quick before we get to our interview with Jim. On our business directory, we have got so much great stuff happening in our business and professional directory. We've got bankers and barbers and cupcake bakers. I know that you had some of those cupcakes.
Yes, and they were very, very good.
We've got financial planners and insurance agents and building movers and mower repair and small engine repair people, concrete specialists, building companies that'll build any building you need. We've got Skinny Construction in there, one of our favorites. The name Skinny Construction says it all. So we've got a bunch of great stuff happening. And then, of course, Northwest Consultants in there who will be talking with Jim McConnell on the foundation. He happens to be the purveyor of Northwest Consultants as well. So there's a lot of great stuff in that directory. I want you to check it out. Go get a copy of the paper. Come down to the paper office if you don't have a subscription. If you've got a subscription, flip open to the inside cover, and there's a lot of great stuff there. And also noteworthy every week is to check out the short stuff and the look ahead columns in there. Cheryl does a great job of keeping us all informed as to what is happening and what's coming up. So you definitely want to check that out.
You can now get copies of the paper at Total Stop, and you can also get them at Casey's.
Oh yes. So if you're driving out and about, you can swing by there, or if we're open, come and see us and grab a copy of the paper here. So without any further ado, we're going to go now to the phones. We're going to be talking to Jim McConnell of the Educational Foundation. We'll let you hear from him, and we'll be back at after this phone call to kind of wrap things up. We are talking to Jim McConnell, the president of the George Little Rock Community School Educational Foundation. Welcome aboard, Jim.
Hi, Craig. How you doing?
Hey, doing well. Thanks for joining us here on this opening broadcast here for Lyon County News. Wanted to find out a little bit about the foundation in your own words. Tell us some of the history, how long ago it got its start, and what it was designed to do.
Well, Craig, we started way back in 1996, so I guess we're 20 years into this. The school boards, the George, and at that time the Little Rock school boards were separate. They each created a foundation back in 1996 in order to enhance and maintain 3 areas of the school. The first one being technology, the second one being fine arts, and the third being scholarships for graduating seniors of the schools. And we have helped in all 3 of those areas, but the scholarship area is the one that we have really been strong in and successful in over the last 20 years. From 1996 through 2017, through last year, our foundations have combined to give graduating seniors of our schools scholarships in the amount of $256,498 through last year. And this coming year, we have, I believe we're at 21 more scholarships that should total just short of $20,000, if I remember the number that I just looked at the other day. So
Wow,
we're very proud of that.
That's a remarkable number over the course of what seems like a long time and seems like a short time at the same time. 20 years goes by like that anymore, right?
It does. We've had a number of people, not only donors, but we've had a number of board members or people from our community serve on our board. Our board consists of 7 people. There's a school board liaison that's always on our board, and that currently is Todd Klein. And then our other serving board members, in addition to myself, are Angie Van Briesen, Sarah Sproke, Jerry Smith, Kim Turhark, and Carrie Eikens are our current board members.
Okay. That's a good quality group of people there.
It is.
And do each of them serve a number of years term, or how is the board structured?
I think there's 2 people coming off every year, and we serve a 3-year term. So
okay.
But I've been involved in it the entire time, I guess, just to keep agreeing to serve again. So that's kind of the way it normally works. But every once in a while, we have a changeover.
Right. So you've got a lot of continuity with the board and a lot of history.
We do.
And that's a great historical distribution amount. I mean, that's a lot of money given to seniors that are heading off to further their education.
We're very proud of that. Yes, we are. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely something to be proud of. How are some of the ways that people can get involved with the foundation? I mean, do you actively solicit donors? What are some of the ways people can be a part of this?
We do occasionally, specifically visit with somebody maybe that just had a death in the family recently, Craig, and maybe their memorial money from, that they've collected or whatever they want something to do with. And so that's a way as a memorial for somebody that, a loved one in the family that has passed away either recently or years ago or whatever. But a lot of our scholarships are from people that have had success either through their farming operation or through their business, maybe residents still of the area, or they moved away and they want to get back to their hometown school, have contacted me or another board member in the past and have contributed either, a sum of money to be used as an endowment scholarship, or maybe they fund it every year. We've just been really successful and pleased with the history that we've had and the donors that give to us every year or have given us large amounts. And what we hear often is that, they maybe thought, oh, maybe I won't do this another year. Then they get the thank you from the student themselves, Craig, and they decide they want to do it again because they know that means so much to the student that gets the scholarship. So it's just really a pleasure to serve on the board. It sometimes gets kind of you get busy and you don't want to deal with serving on another board or whatever, but it's a worthwhile board to serve on and just really a good thing for the community.
Right. It sounds like a real kind of an ongoing a blessing to those that have been a part of it and those who have received the some of the benefits from it from a scholarship standpoint.
Exactly.
501c3 tax benefit for donations and things like that?
It is, yes. And it's kind of a good time of the year to talk about it because our awards night is coming up on May 1st. It's a Tuesday evening, starts at 7 o'clock. And if anybody listening would like to talk about starting a scholarship or or giving funds for the other two areas that I mentioned earlier, fine arts or technology at the school. Have them contact me or any of the other board members, and we'd be sure happy to talk to them about that.
Okay. We've got 712-475-2610 for the phone number. Is that the best number to reach you for this process?
That's correct. Or they could always contact, if they'd rather contact somebody at the school, Mr. Irely or Mr. Rang. I work with both of them quite closely, and maybe
Okay.
to get an idea of what the school is looking for in the area of the fine arts or technology, and then go that route. And but the donation can come through our foundation, and it's tax event then that way, or it would be a tax deduction for them.
So that could be if you're wanting to give something specifically to fund technology initiatives or fine arts initiatives at the school. Those two men would have a great ear to the ground there as to what
Exactly.
is most needed.
Exactly.
And then if you wanted to be a part of it, you could earmark some funding directly towards one of those initiatives, and then give the money through the foundation. That would be a tax-free benefit that way.
Well, that's correct.
That sounds like a great thing, and you've done a great job here from '96 till the present, and with around $20,000 in scholarships earmarked for this year already. It's a great thing. So May 1st, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. If you're around the community and want to come see how some of these scholarships are awarded and how our student body is the recipient of some great funding through this foundation and other scholarships and awards that will be awarded that night, we wanted to let you know about that. That's May 1st, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. And get a hold of Jim McConnell at 475-2610, or contact the school directly and ask for Mr. Rang or Mr. Irely if they have any specific needs in the way of technology and fine arts. Any closing thoughts on this, Jim?
We just want to thank the donors that give, and if you're considering something like this, give us a call, and it's a worthwhile event. It's a worthwhile thing.
Very worthwhile. Well, thank you so much, Jim,
Thanks,
for your time here this morning, and for being a part of this foundation and directing its success this many years. That was
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. That was Jim McConnell, president of the George Little Rock Community Schools Educational Foundation, with an update on what's coming up with the foundation's involvement in the awards night coming up at the school May 1st, Tuesday evening, 7 p.m.
Can't believe May 1st is just around the corner. Can you, ladies?
No.
Can't believe it. One thing to just reiterate, that historical distribution amount is something like $256,498 since 1996, and they've got $20,000 in rough numbers allocated this year for scholarships as well. So
That's great.
It's a great foundation, and we wanted our listenership to hear about it and to find out about it. Would you believe today at school they've got Italian dunkers and cheese bread for lunch? You would believe it because you put it in here probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, cheese bread, vegetable bar. Now, is that a bar like a brownie made of vegetables, or is that a whole bunch of vegetables to choose from in a salad bar?
It's a buffet bar.
Okay. Bananas, oranges, cookies. Yeah, it's gonna be a great lunch today. It's making me hungry. We've got a bunch of great help wanted ads in the paper this week. If you know someone who's looking for a job, there's a bunch of great places. Plumbing and heating wholesale, looking for a couple of different type positions. Our Lyon County Highway Department is in there. Valley Machining in Rock Valley has a couple of job opportunities. One's a split shift machinist, another for summer work. Maintainer, they've got a bunch of they're expanding. They're hiring welders, assemblers, press brake operators, paint prep people. It's a great company there. So get a hold of our paper or go to our digital edition, lioncountynews.com, and you can see all of those help wanted positions. There's a couple of them also at NCC. There's a bunch of great stuff going on in this part of the country. So one other thing of note, if you like Mexican food, you're going to love this. Last Call Saloon is going to start having special Ho-Wa Mexican menu nights. Ho-Wa in the Chippewa language means wow. So I think it means that the food must be really good. So we've got a big ad about that. You're going to want to check that out. And they've got that this Saturday, April 7th, and they've got April 28, May 12, and May 26 as well. There's a brand new listing for Otter Valley. There's a home for sale, brand new listing there. So a bunch of great stuff happening. And our friends at Murphy Family Dentistry are accepting new patients of all ages. Murphy Dentistry in Rock Rapids. One thing we wanted to talk about kind of as we wrap up here, upcoming on Main Street in George, Crazy Days. We can't be talking about Crazy Days with snow on the ground, can we?
We hope it's not snowing on Crazy Days.
Right.
But you're definitely going to want to check out Crazy Days, and there's a citywide rummage sale getting lined up. If you're thinking of having a rummage sale, get us some info to the paper here, and we'll get a block ad lined up for you. We're going to put a map together if we get enough locations. It'll be a lot of fun, and it'll be tied in toward the end of Crazy Days. So that's April 30 through May 5 Crazy Days, and then the rummage is the 4th and the 5th. So if I'm not mistaken, I could be off by a few weeks, but it won't be crucial to be. Oh, it should be more accurate. No, those are the dates. That is. So that is the time frame around Crazy Days. We've got a bunch of great stuff happening with that. You're going to want to make a day of it in George and check out Main Street and everything that's happening around the Crazy Days celebration. So we'll be bringing you more information, of course, each time we do one of these broadcasts. I feel like I'm doing most of the talking today, but I'll maybe be able to coax the ladies into saying a few more things over the course of the coming weeks. So I'll give you the last word. Each of you can hit a wrap-up sentence, anything that we want to mention.
Don't forget the swing show this weekend.
Oh, yes. I actually wrote down a note here. Swing show is Friday and Saturday night. Right?
Right.
And you don't want to miss that. That's they've been working on this all year, and it's the big culmination of a year's worth of work, Friday night and Saturday night.
And if you don't have your tickets yet, I'm sure you can call the school and get some tickets lined up.
Get tickets lined up for that. Don't want to miss it.
It's great. The kids do a great job.
They have a lot of fun finally getting to do what they've been working on for so long. So that's the swing show. And again, the church safety preparedness meeting on April 10. Next week we'll be talking about some of the more up and coming events. We've got some concerts coming to town, and we've got going on towards the summer. We've got Freedom Days and information about that. So you're going to want to stay in earshot of the Lyon County News Live radio edition. This is the extra radio edition, right? I want to commend you. Both of you have done a great job here today on your opening broadcast here. It's obvious they know what's going on in town here. I've learned so much about what's happening in town by working with these gals here. One other thing here. If you want to know what's worth quoting, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Do you know who said that?
No.
I think Cheryl knows.
Oscar Wilde.
She knows that. Everyone else is already taken, so be yourself. I want to thank you for tuning in. We'll be coming at you whenever possible on Thursday mornings here from the Lyon County News headquarters here in George. And be looking as we construct a really tall radio tower to get this word out to everybody. So we'll get
Everybody have a good day.
have a great day. Stay dry, stay out of the snow, and have a great week. Get a copy of the Lyon County News and check out all the great info in there. All right, that's a wrap. I'm going to hit the stop button right here. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody.